What is going on, guys? It's Gabe back again with another banger on the GOAT channel. I don't say that. I don't say banger. Welcome, guys. It's Gabe back finally after 2 years almost since my first video, and a lot has happened. A lot has changed. Like, I finally got a haircut. Boy! That's good. But a lot more also included. I got glasses now. Some of you may know, I am a full-time general manager at a local trampoline park. You might have one in your area called Defy, and I've been working a lot. That job requires me to move from time to time depending on the promotion that I get. So I've moved 3 times since I posted that first video. 3 times from Orlando to Gainesville, then to Lakeland. And it's been a wild ride. A lot has happened in those 3 moves. One being that I'm now a fiance. So I proposed to my girlfriend of 3 years at the time. So we're finally engaged and hoping to get married soon. And we got a little surprise on the way to that engagement or that marriage. We're gonna have our first child, our first son actually. Is going to be coming here soon. Actually, in December is the due date, and I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to bring him into this world and show him everything, and teach him everything. I've been gone. I haven't been putting work on YouTube, but I've been definitely putting work in elsewhere. But I want to get back into it. I want to focus up. I want to make sure that I'm still creating content, because this is the content I love to do. I consider myself a tech enthusiast. I love technology. I love how just it progresses consistently and how competitive it is, and how you could use these tools to make your life better or capture moments or just escape from reality. So it has been almost 2 years since I have uploaded my first video. The first video that did extremely well for me, the Cyberpower versus Cyberpower PC video, almost 50,000 views on that video. So it's kind of gone crazy in terms of me. I only have 300 subs, close to 4, so we're gonna get there soon though. And it really did well, and I'm surprised about that, to be completely honest. So I'm grateful for you guys for tuning in and watching that. But my last video, or my first video, the Cyberpower PC and Cyberpower comparison, I didn't tell you guys which computer I went with. I did so in the comments, so if you read the comments, you saw that. But I never actually told you guys which one I was gonna choose. So that being said, I went ahead and got the Cyberpower PC, and I've been using it for 1.5 years now. Haven't had any issues. Here are a couple issues I have had. So it has an ADATA 240 gig SSD. So me, unknowingly, I'm just installing all the games I download on that SSD, and it caused it to mess up a lot. So within the first 2 months, because obviously Call of Duty Modern Warfare, man, it's killing hard drives left and right. Within the first 2 months, my computer was acting glitchy. It was acting slow. It was acting up. And I was like, man, there's no way. I just got this and it's acting crazy. So I'm doing research. I'm looking into it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And I find out that your SSD is supposed to be at a minimum of like 80% capacity. If you go over that, it's going to start acting weird, especially if the boot drive is the SSD. So if you have your Windows operating system on there, it's going to act crazy. So you don't want to fill that up to capacity. So I moved everything. I moved the desktop, the documents folder, everything that is by default on that SSD to my hard drive, which is a terabyte. So that remedied that issue. And then I ran into another issue, which is airflow. And at the time, I figured, the fans were installed, right? I mean, these guys, they do this on a daily basis. So my graphics card, the 2080, was overheating. It was getting to 80 degrees Celsius, which is kind of like a hot running temp for a 2080, which could be normal in some cases as well. But I just didn't want to run it that hot, because obviously I can degrade the lifespan of that component. So from what I did to remedy that is just I took the glass panel off the side of the PC. I have it over here, but you can't see it, off the side of the PC, and just let it sit like that for almost the lifetime of it. And then fast forward to when I moved into this house, I bought my brother bought a PC, and it was used, and he wanted me to restore it to get it up to par, to get what we needed to upgrade it. So what I did was did some research, figured out, you know, how to put a PC together. I've watched plenty of videos in the past, but you know, I wanted to make sure I got it right for him this first time around. It had a 1080, it had a i5 6600K or 7600K, so it was good on that, in that spec regard. But the cable management was atrocious. I'm gonna show you guys a picture right now, and you know, everything was just out of place, out of whack. It was dirty. So I fixed it up for him, got him a fresh install of Windows, because it wasn't running Windows on the SSD. It was running it on one of the hard drives, which we know is, you know, slow to start in most cases. So we got that, and then I got him some more fans, and you know, I researched, you know, how to install fans, and figured out that the fans need to be installed from the front as intake, obviously, and the back as exhaust. How you put the fans in the system plays a big part in this. So if you look at the back, the framing has to be in the direction which the air is escaping. So if you're coming in from an intake, you should be seeing the framing of the back of the fan towards you, and for the exhaust, it should be towards the back of the system. After putting his computer together, got it working, operational, everything was perfectly fine, got him all his programs. I looked at my PC and I was like, man, it doesn't make any sense why it's not cooling appropriately, because his was cooling perfectly fine. I ran a bunch of benchmarks, I ran temperatures, and everything was fine. And I noticed when I looked at my PC, the front intake fans were installed incorrectly. And I looked at this and I was like, wow, it took me that long to realize it. So that being said, I went ahead and flipped the fans around. It doesn't look as good, doesn't look as clean from the inside, but it was still, I mean, you still got LED, it still looks fine. But I put the glass panel back on, and the GPU never gets above 72 degrees Celsius. So it's running fine now. Everything, the system's running operational. Also threw in a backup fan for an exhaust at the top, and that's just helping more air escape the system. Everything else has been running fine. 2080's been, it's been a little whiny. It has, you know, coil whine. I want to attribute that to the, you know, the power supply, but I'm not sure until I get another power supply. I did upgrade the RAM, so we had 16 gigs of the ADATA XPG 2666 megahertz RAM, which, you know, it's fine for most systems, but since I'm streaming and gaming on one PC, I wanted to get, you know, some more headroom. So I installed some Corsair Vengeance 32 16 gig sticks of RAM, and those are clocked at 3200 gigahertz or megahertz, sorry. And that's giving me enough headroom to run the programs I need to make sure I could stream and game at the same time. So it's been really good. It's been performing well. I haven't been streaming much as of recent. I think I'm going to take my streaming game over to YouTube instead of Facebook, where I originally started, and see how that goes. But yes, life has been good for me. It's been moving on. I've stepped away, but now I'm coming back. I want to come back in and make content, do what I love doing. I'm gonna try to post as regularly as I can. There's so much stuff going on in the world, good, bad, but I want to focus on the good. Obviously, I want to focus on the tech that's happening. 2020 is the year of gaming. PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, Nvidia, AMD going crazy on the CPUs and the GPUs. It's insane. You can't find an Nvidia GPU to save your life. So I'm not big yet, so they're not sending me review units, but hopefully soon we'll get to that point. But so much stuff has been going on, so much stuff I want to cover, so much stuff that I still want to, make sure that you guys hear about, and make sure, that I know about as well. I look forward to coming back and creating content and growing with you guys, sharing that knowledge with you guys. So it's something that I'm really excited about. So stay posted for the next video. Live streams coming soon, and just remember, always stay great. Just greatness in your own regard. Don't worry about what other people got going on. It's all about you. What is great to you? What does great mean to you? So always stay great.